Hey, this is JC and welcome to Small Brick City. In this video, I'm going to share with you an original MOC that I designed of a Pizza Hut restaurant. This is the most detailed MOC of this size that I've ever built, and it replicates real-life Pizza Hut restaurants in minifig scale. I'm going to divide this video into two parts. First, I'm going to give a quick overview of the entire MOC, both outside and inside. In the second part, I'll go into an in-depth review of the MOC and explain my process and approach of designing this build. With that, let's get started. As you can see from the photo, I did replicate a modern-style Pizza Hut restaurant. The overall look of the building is the same, including the large logo in front, the red slope awning under it, the overhanging clear canopy, as well as the texture and color scheme of the walls. I did take some creative license by adding these dark red and brown slope pieces on the sides. This is to pay homage to the classic old Pizza Hut restaurants. I also changed up the wall behind. Now there is technically a dark brown wall, but I created this mosaic style wall to give it more interesting visual texture. On the front, we've got some basic landscaping with some shrubs as well as textured grass effect on the front corner of the building. There's also a Pizza Hut delivery guy with an insulated backpack. He's on his way to get to his motorcycle or scooter to fulfill an online order. This is the main entrance to the restaurant, and it leads into a waiting area and reception, which you'll see in just a bit. Let's have a look around the building. On this side over here, we've got a drive-through counter, which is offset by half a stud so it protrudes out from the side of the building. On the back, we've got some detail. There's a back entrance for employees to get into the kitchen area, some detailing, a service ladder to access the roof for maintenance, and over here, we've got a menu and display as well as a speaker unit for drive-through customers to make their order. There's also a CCTV camera so that the person inside can see who's ordering. There's a smaller Pizza Hut logo against this side of the mosaic wall. And here we're back to the front. Let's have a look at the roof and the inside of the building. There's some detailing on the top of the roof. There are two air conditioning units as well as an industrial exhaust fan. There's a repairman currently doing some maintenance on the air conditioning compressors as it sprung a leak. Just like any modular building, the entire roof can be removed as it's held in place by jumper plates. And the inside is completely detailed. This is the dining area, and there are a couple of patrons who are new additions to Small Brick City. There's Blockhead UK, who's enjoying her slice of pizza, and in the booth with Mr. Alexander and Socialite Kid. We'll remove them for now. Here's a closer look at the dining area. Besides the booths, seats, against the wall there's a soda fountain, and also condiments and serviettes and glasses by the side. In the center, there's a salad bar which can be removed as it's held by jumper studs. There's an array of salads, some fruits, sauces, soup of the day, as well as desserts. Over here, we've got the open concept kitchen. This is the pizza preparation counter, and on top of the counter, there are large tins of tomato sauce, bottles of olive oil, and jars of pesto. There's a rack of pizza ovens here, a cooktop to make pastas and sauces, and there's a large industrial hood above it. On this corner over here, this is the inside of the drive-through counter. There's a cash register, touchscreen monitor, and also a screen that shows what the CCTV is capturing. Here's a look at the kitchen from another angle, and around the back at the corner is the washing area where there's an employee hard at work cleaning the dishes and utensils. This is a removable build. On one side, we've got the refrigerator and freezer to keep food stuff fresh, and on the other side is the rack for all the washing items. Behind the wall of the washing area is a small toilet, which has access from this side over here, and there's also a sink and tap for public use. On the other corner of the restaurant is the waiting area and reception. There's a greeter by the counter with a separate cash register, a sofa for guests to wait, and a large painting above it. I hope you enjoyed this look at my original MOC for a Pizza Hut restaurant. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you're interested, continue watching to learn more about my build approach and how I designed this MOC. This MOC took me 24 hours to build, and I built it over several days. The reason I designed and built this MOC was to show that all the MOC techniques that I've shared in small build tutorials and how-to videos can be adapted to bigger and larger builds. I've also shared several videos on how to create MOCs, and a lot of the principles and techniques I share in those videos were applied for this building. You can check out my playlist on MOCs in my channel if you're interested to check them out. As with all my MOCs, the foundation of any build lies in two things: the concept and the details. For the concept, I chose a Pizza Hut restaurant mainly because no one has done a large detail MOC of one before, at least not one that I've seen. Recently, YouTuber Jay Steffer shared his amazing McDonald's restaurant MOC. This is really awesome and very large. You should definitely check it out. Daryl from Bevan's Bricks recently shared his MOC of a Taco Bell restaurant, which is also really good. Several years ago, Brian Laus also released his MOC design of a Chili's restaurant, which was very well received. I also wanted to attempt a MOC of a realistic building, so I searched for images of Pizza Hut restaurants. There are generally two types of restaurants: the classic one with a red roof that resembles the logo, and the other is the modern style buildings. I decided not to go for the classic versions because while more recognizable, it is also more one-dimensional in look. I also do not have that many red slope bricks. As with all my MOCs, I did not buy any parts to build this Pizza Hut, but I did have to dismantle two MOCs in order to get the parts to build this. One of the techniques I share for building MOCs is to identify a central feature of a build. The feature I tackled first was the logo. I knew this would be an important part of the build. If I could not build the logo, I would not continue building the rest of the restaurant. I first attempted to create the logo by replicating the text Pizza Hut with plates. While I did manage to create the words, the proportion was just too big and I did not like the look of the words. It was not realistic and did not look like the logo. So I decided to go a completely different route and do away with the text altogether. I would do a brick-built representation of the logo and let the mind do the rest. I'm really happy with the result, and I tested it with different people who all recognized the logo. After building the logo, I proceeded to build the structure of the building, starting with this tower over here. It mainly uses brown bricks, but I added these dark tan masonry bricks to give visual variety. These dark red slopes as well as windows replicate the real thing. The roof has a specific design. The top part juts out in the front, and this was created using reverse slope pieces, round studs, and tiles on top. The modern pizza restaurants do not have the red slope roofs, but I added them on both sides to give visual variety and to pay homage to the classic design. The windows, doors, and modified bricks to hold the lights in place were added in after the basic structure was done. To create the texture along the base wall around the building, I added modified bricks with studs in the front randomly all over. These studs are covered with 1x2 or 1x4 tiles to create this patterned 3D look. The medium orange masonry bricks was a deliberate choice. I think I might have preferred the dark tan ones in place, but I did not have enough of them. The glass awning was straightforward. It uses a snot technique, which means studs not on top. There are modified bricks built into the wall with studs facing out on the side. These are door frames with clear panels and they are pressed against the studs. That's why it's not studs on the top but studs on the side. These tiles were used to hold everything tightly in place. I typically do not use a snot technique unless really necessary. I feel many people use it for the sake of using it, but in this case, it makes perfect sense to snot it. For the right side of the building, the design continues with the medium orange masonry bricks and the light tan modified bricks with tiles over it. For the red sloped roof, there are lights underneath, and that's for the drive-through. This is the drive-through window. It has an offset window that protrudes out by half a stud. I shared this technique in a previous video that you can watch in the card above. For the back of the restaurant, I wanted a deliberately gritty look. It has a service entrance with an electronic lock. Plant parts were added to the wall and they even block the two windows from opening. There's a water pipe that leads from the roof down to the back of the building. I shared this technique of creating realistic pipes in a previous video. You can watch it by clicking on the card above. Incidentally, this service ladder to access the roof was the very last thing I added to this MOC. I'm really happy with this folding design and the height is just perfect. The base of this drive-through ordering point is built into the wall for stability. The glass display and frame can be removed to change the menu tile if needed. For the back wall, I used a combination of plates to create this tall mosaic wall. There are some longer plates which connect to the inside of the wall for stability and strength. I shared this technique of using multiple plates to create a mosaic wall in a previous video. For this specific wall, I used 5 different colors: brown, medium green, dark tan, black, and light tan. For the roof, I designed 2 air conditioning units. These are the large compressors for industrial buildings, as well as an industrial exhaust fan. I will do a video of these builds and rooftop detailing in the near future. The roof itself was designed based on the physical look of the restaurants I modeled this build after. There's a lip of a 1-stud wide ledge all around the side of the top of the building. The removable roof is set in by 1 stud. So this you see over here is actually a 2x something long plates. 1 stud holds the roof while the other stud is covered by these dark grey tiles. Here's a tip. Every time you design a MOC, it is convenient if you ensure that the dimensions of your roof are even. That means that even studs on each side. This makes it easier to make the roof as you only need a few large pieces to put it together without the need of random 1x something long plates. In this case, my roof is made up by 4 plates and is held together by these 2x something long plates underneath. Everything is very secure and solid. For the interior, I worked out the internal layout when I was building the structure. So from the start, I knew where the dining area, kitchen, and toilet would be. I built these walls when I did the structure layout, and these walls are interconnected with the walls, so they're very stable. I followed the same design and color scheme as the exterior walls. The first interior detailing I did was the pizza preparation counter and pizza ovens based on photo references I found online. I knew I wanted an open concept kitchen, so used these windshield parts to create the shield for the pizza preparation counter. I set the soda fountain machine and 2 side counters on either side. One side holds condiments such as Parmesan cheese, hot sauce, and napkins, and the other side holds glasses for the soda fountain machine. I shared how to build the soda fountain machine in the previous video, so check out the link in the card above. Once I worked out the exact position of the pizza preparation counter and the soda fountain, I decided on the positions and the sizes of the dining tables. I knew I wanted to have both booth tables as well as regular tables and chairs. Once the dining area was set, I worked on the drive-through counter. I had to raise it up so that the minifig could realistically reach out of the window. There's a separate cash register, touchscreen monitor, and display for the CCTV feed to show who's ordering at the ordering point. After I designed the stack of pizza ovens, I knew I wanted a large cooker top with an industrial ventilation hood. I'm pretty happy with the design as it looks really realistic. I'll do a video on how to do the cooker tops and hood in the future. Next to the cooker top are 2 barrels of flour for pizza dough, and next to it is a time card, and next to them is a time card stamper for employees. The cleaning area was originally supposed to be a manager's office, but there wasn't space, and in terms of priority, the washing area was more important. There's a large wash basin and wall-mounted broom and mop. I'm also really happy with this dustbin. I originally designed this for the outside, but there wasn't space. This is simply built with bricks, a sloped brick, modified plate and tile with this flag element, so it looks like the flap for a dustbin, but actually it's just built solid. But it does look pretty good and works well next to the sink. As you saw earlier, the washing rack and the fridge and freezer are built back to back to save space. The toilet was of course one of the first things I built and worked out. Every LEGO city must have a toilet, otherwise it's considered a shitty build. To save space, I placed the wash basin on the outside. Originally, the dining area did not have the salad bar. It was just filled with tables and chairs. It was my partner Annie who said it needed a salad bar. So I had to do some research on how a Pizza Hut salad bar should look like. I'm pretty happy with it, and it looks almost like one of my market stalls. I'll do a separate tutorial on this salad bar as well. The final part of the interior I worked on was the reception or waiting area. I knew I wanted a separate counter with cash register, sofa, and some kind of artwork. The artwork are tiles on a plate that is held up by two modified brown bricks built into the wall. I wanted an abstract painting in the Pizza Hut logo colors. The very last thing I did was to tile the floor. I knew the kitchen area was going to be grey, so that was easy. I wanted some design elements for the dining area and reception. I chose white and yellow for a more cheerful look for the dining area, but also came up with design with small tiles and large tiles, so there was more visual variety and there's also a demarcation of different areas. The reception area is finished in tiles in light tan and black. Overall, the interior took me much longer than I anticipated. It took me almost as long to do the interior details as it did building the whole structure. I hope you enjoyed this extensive look at my LEGO Pizza Hut MOC. What do you think? Do you think this is the most realistic LEGO Pizza Hut MOC ever built? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. There's still lots of unique LEGO content coming your way. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.